When you have #1 beside your name, you have a target on your back. And this top-ranked team in the land is going on the road against a squad that can make its season if it can pull off a major upset. Welcome to the home of the BYU Cougars at LaBelle Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the LSU Tigers. Taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the BYU Cougars. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. LSU will put a foot to it for the opening kickoff. Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. And a really nice job by the kick team to get down there and make sure they limit that return. So BYU's offense takes the field to start this game off.
We better have at least more than 5
some of the turnover and protection issues that just plagued them in a nightmare of a game last week, David.
It was not a good performance. And this offense has got to grow. It's got to get better. And they've got to find some ways to move the football. They've got to throw the football, but we can't turn it over. Just those are the critical mistakes. More games are lost than won. And last week, too many turnovers for this quarterback.
Well, they just had too many negative plays and too many turnovers in that game to win. They believe they've got the dudes offensively to win games so long as they stay on schedule. When you're going backwards and you're giving the offense on the other side more possessions because you turn it over, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's something they have to be able to avoid in this game.
On the ground, it's Harper. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. He's simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
The hardest thing to do in football is to play on the road. So you want to get those fans as quiet as possible. That is a great opening possession for this defense. Not giving up any big plays and forcing the 4th down.
Fields the punt and try to pick up some yards. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. The LSU Tigers offense has its first opportunity of the day. And we'll get a quick look at one of the early leaders for the Heisman. Winning the award as a running back certainly demands something beyond the normal. He's going to have to put together a stellar season, David.
No, he will. And listen, it's hard for running backs to get...
Breaks into the open. Running inside the 20. Touchdown, LSU. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They went 3 and out on their first possession. Now to see if they can be more productive this time around. They get this sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot. But that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen. Breaking off a huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On the run, it's Harper. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Oh, he dropped the football. He had it right in the middle of the field and just ran before he finished the catch. It'll be 4th down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Makes the catch. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
Might be changing the route. Looking downfield, it's Ruiz. Fires left. It's caught downfield. And a sweet catch and a nice gain gets it down to the 30-yard line.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. Look at it, they're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
And that's why for the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. 2nd and goal coming up. They'll run it. Beck's going for the goal line. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, LSU.
And the running back gets his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. We want to continue to feed this guy. You can tell he's got a nose for the end zone, knows how to get in there, knows how to make things happen.
And they did tack on that extra point without any adventure. Bringing it out. Not a whole lot of room to operate on that return as the coverage unit was there and ready. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. To say this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent, they're firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to kick and kick and kick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
The Cougars are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Back to throw, it's Gilliam. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. Makes the catch right at the 50. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. He put 2 touchdowns on the board in the early going, and now right back to work.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Looking to fire. Fakes the grab. Knocked down immediately, but a nice pickup on that one. The Tigers headed quickly to the line. Quarterback making checks. He'll throw on 3rd down. Caught close to the marker. It's Logan. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line. And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Got it. They will score. Touchdown, Tigers. No mid-season doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in Week 6.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. Good news, I guess, a lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Looking to pass, it's Gilliam. Trying to make magic with his feet. Trying to buy a little time, and he cannot, but he does get it back closer to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. You think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki Mingo, Daniil Hunter, dudes that can line up one-on-one. These guys were like avatars with their frames. So difficult to block and so athletic. That's what this guy reminds you of sometimes.
It'll be a draw. Nice move to pick up yardage. He'll be brought down at about the 18-yard line, not enough to move the sticks. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They could not have drawn up a better start than this, already up 21-0. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Looking for a productive play on first down. To the ground. He's got it again. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Quickly to the tight end. Got enough space. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. They love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Guys, LSU has the lead here. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. So now with first and goal, let's see what LSU does here. Quarterback may change this route. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Looking to throw it to Ruiz. Touchdown Tigers! Quick strike through the air for the score.
I think there were a lot of doubters that wondered how this team was going to be able to handle this environment and whether or not they could find success early in this game. They have proved all of those doubters wrong. They have been dominant in every phase, on offense, on defense, and on special teams, and they are piling it on here early in this game on the road.
The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Just a short pass to the tight end. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. They went up top to pick up the last first down. Let's see what they have here. Makes the grab. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far. But starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. He's got it, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He's able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. On the run from inside his own 5.
George brings it out to the 28 in the LSU
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Basic connection. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Looking downfield, it's Ruiz. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. The Tigers really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Quarterback making adjustments. From the gun, wants to pass. Good timing on the quick out. Turning it on. And he slipped through the crowd and he'll house it. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where...
He's loose. The 40. Running inside the 20.
Thought he was going to get out.
Touchdown, BYU. Great job by the back on the option.
Love the play call offensively. They knew the defense were crowding a lot of bodies close to the line of scrimmage, and once they were able to get to the 2nd level, all they had to do was make one guy miss and get one good angle. And with the speed that ball carrier has, man, that thing was a sure shot touchdown.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down to the 26. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. He might want another play. Looking for a man. It's Ruiz. He unleashes a long one. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. Touchdown, Tigers.
All right, little key bedtime.
It was lights out after that.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing them go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. Kickoff unit getting some extra work as this lead has really grown. He'll return it. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. They haven't had a whole lot of production, nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far. And if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right now. He's out of bounds at the 16-yard line. After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Oh, this defense wants to bring some pressure. To the air on 2nd down. Finds the tight end. He'll stop at the 22 after a 5-yard pickup. On 1st down from their own 22. Looking to throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Working well behind the sticks on second down. The play action fake. Unloads to the wideout. Working the middle. He found plenty of room, and he gets it to the 39-yard line. And the Cougars are flying down the field. To throw, it's Gilliam. Quickly complete. Backed up now, here's second and long. They just keep firing. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Knowing that your man can make the catch against his defender, that wasn't a big play, but it can set you up down the line to be able to take advantage.
Yes, get it to him as fast as I can. When I see him open, he runs the little hitch, get it to him so he can make a little bit of yards after the catch, and eventually that little gain, he's going to bust one of those with his athletic ability.
They've decided to try to go for the field goal here. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Michigan State has the lead right now. Feels like it's been that way since Sparty's run out. But this has been a nip-and-tuck affair inside Spartan Stadium. They're up by 7 over UConn. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Boy, that last touchdown, the one-play quick strike scored. Jesse, this offense hoping to keep that kind of explosiveness going.
I don't know if they're going to get the same looks defensively because of just how explosive that play was, Reese. They may be seeing a little bit more off coverage on this drive and maybe some softer boxes to run into.
And when you make that kind of explosive play, you're going to put the defense on its heels. They're going to be a little bit more conservative. So this offensive approach now, maybe I don't have to go deep. I can go a little bit shorter and just make those easy plays underneath.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. Making side adjustments here. Wants to throw. It's Ruiz. Finds his tight end.
I'll tell you, I love the play call on first down here. You're just trying to find an easy completion, and the shortest throw on the field for the quarterback is finding your biggest target, and that's the tight end. Nice job.
They'll try the run. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
And this offense is clicking, everything's moving, and the guy carrying the football, I mean, he is carrying the rock. Like, this is a guy he's setting this tone for this game, creating some balance on this offense. This offense is going to be a handful.
Yeah, David, I'd love to sit here and say, well, the offensive coordinator is just one step ahead of his counterpart across the field. That's not it. Right now, his offensive line is establishing the line of scrimmage, and you mentioned the back. He right now is running with authority on this drive.
Going to swing it on second down. Fires to the big fella. Stopped just inside the 25. Will mark it at the 24. Pickup of 10 and a first down. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. To the air on first down. Right on the money. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. Down to the 12-yard line, it's first down. Motion from the back. Wants to go up top on first down. Lets it fly. He makes the catch at the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
LSU 49, BYU 17.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right.
There he goes. And the big gain, they've got it on the 46. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The Cougars, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Looking to throw, it's Gilliam. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And we've already seen this movie early in this football game, and he already has a touchdown, and they're seeking him again. And there's a reason. He can run, right? Like, he's one of their go-to guys on the outside, and you can tell they're trying to use him early and often in this offense.
The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Pocket breaking down. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. They'll look to pin them deep. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Might be calling a hot route. They'll start this drive with a pass. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have let him a little too much. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Motion from the wide receiver. He'll try it again on 2nd and 10. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
This QB has been so comfortable all day long. Obviously having a ton of success. You've got to affect him. You've got to put some hits on him, those body blows, so you can make him wear out and physically feel you. This is the first time really getting to him. This defense needed this bad.
We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Looking for a man. It's Ruiz. He fires one deep down the right side. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great atmosphere today in Provo. And if you thought that was a quick first half, you'd be right on the money. 2 workhorse running backs who just kept pounding the rock behind offensive lines who look less like college kids and more like bulldozers. Call it ground and pound, call it pin and pummel. Both sides have been dominant, and I'm curious to see if either defense can make an adjustment. And with that, let's send it back to our broadcast team inside LaVell Edwards Stadium.
Cougars will kick it away to crank up the second half. Bringing it back. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. We'll dive into the playbook here on offense. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. Keeping it on the ground to open the second half. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He wants to change this route. Wants to go up top. Got rid of it in a hurry, but he couldn't find his man. It's incomplete. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long for the 26. They'll move the tight end. Wide receiver going in motion. Back to pass, it's not. Here's a heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. Gets the back moving. Wants to throw on 1st down. Got it in the middle. It's Humphries. Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on 1st down. The short hands, it's Humphries. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there. Still a little ground covered to pick up the 1st. D showing blitz. They might be bluffing.
Oh my God.
Throws to the wideout. Finds the man on the left. What a throw. Not a lot of room. He fits it in beautifully, and they've got it at the 30. Looking downfield on 1st down. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
The trend continues for this offensive line from last week. They gave up 5 sacks last week. They've given up 4 today. The most important part of your offense is protecting that quarterback. They've got to do a better job.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, this guy's been an animal all game long. He's had tons of success running the football. The defense had to do something to stop him. Give the D-line and that front 7 tons of credit for being really physical there, getting the TFL.
Under fire. Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
They kick it away on 4th down. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Makes the grab.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Dropping back, it's not. Quickly out to the tight end. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. Offense in a bunch formation. Motion from the wideout. Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to throw on 1st down. Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. He wants to throw it again. Release to the back. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep. Now facing a 3rd and long.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Working that left side now. On the move is the 30. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, LSU. When that receiver got free, it was all over.
And it's so nice to have a receiver like this as a quarterback because you pad my stats. I like those long touchdown passes where I just threw it really short and he did the rest of the work.
And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Fellas, while we have a moment, let's peek in on what's going on in a big one in the American. Akron is currently trailing in this one, but it feels like the tide may be turning. This program has picked itself up before, and it's capable of it again today. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Navy.
Fires to the big fella.
We'll circle back if anything big happens in this clash in the American you should know about.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Defense looks as if it's coming. Back to throw, it's Gilliam. Here comes the heat. Flushed out of the pocket. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. To the air on 1st down. Got it in the middle, it's Humphries. They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a 1st down. And the Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, the running back has it. This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It's starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the 3rd quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. They'll have to get it to the 37 on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires to the wideout. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw, incomplete.
I want to give a shout out to the defense there on 3rd down. Job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback on 3rd down. Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
They'll snap it from the 10 for the first play of this drive. Leaves it with the running back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run play action. And the quarterback goes down all the way back at his 4-yard line. LSU quick to the line. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Pass is incomplete, but a lot of contact there. I think it's going to be pass interference and a 1st down.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. All the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Back to pass, it's not. They'll run the screen. Breaks into the open. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Give to the back. Picks up the first down. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Wants to go up top on first down. Showing the arm straight down the left side. And they are finding some space in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. I guess if you're an optimist, the stage is set for a massive fourth quarter comeback. So first down will open up the final period. The offense changing the play. Wants to throw on first down. Unleashes it. He's got it. Touchdown, Tigers. And they take it in for 6 more points. They build this fourth quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns on the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. They've punted the last 3 times they've had it, and now really needing to put a score on the board on this possession.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Off play action. Gets it out fast. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a first down. The Cougars come to the line with a new set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Here's the pressure. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And this defense has been flying around. They are everywhere. There's 6 sacks on the day, spreading it around, multiple people coming from every angle. This QB has had a nightmare.
And he feels the heat coming, and it burns him up. Another sack.
Man, I bet the frustration meter for this offense is so high. If you can't keep your quarterback upright, it's hard to move the ball. It's hard to score points. This offensive line has not protected him at all, and that's why so many sacks keep happening.
He lost one down the sideline. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. Teams coming through, the 3rd aspect of the game, delivering big time. That'll give them a little more breathing room as they try to push this winning streak to 5. A dynamic, explosive return. The sliver of daylight exploding through it, just vaporizing and reappearing on the other side and housing it.
And punt returners are so quick. You can play touch football in an elevator with them and lose. You can't even get your hand on those. So quick, so elusive. Does such a great job making people miss, but still going full speed up the field to get all the way to the end zone and score the TD.
The RPO, it's complete. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And what a job by the defense, seeing the quarterback throw the football, break on the football, no space allowed. As soon as he catches it, defender meet ball carrier and gets him on the ground.
Got his man downfield. They'll get it to the 48, no need to measure it to first down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air, chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Pressure coming. Can't find a man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
And it's simply been that kind of day for this offense. They've had so many struggles, and at this point in the fourth quarter, you're trailing by a ton of points. The defense knows you're throwing it, and they're pinning their ears back, and they're getting after you, as you saw it on that sack there.
Second down, he'll throw it quickly to the tight end. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. Let's see what they find in the playbook for third and long from the 43. He's looking downfield to throw. Got his man all by himself. This defense giving up ground as he's finally knocked down at the 26. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the second half. It's 1st and 10. He's got it. A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Spins away from the defense. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17. The Cougars are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. Plows through the defense.
I'll tell you what, sometimes towards the end of that play where you see you're not getting anywhere, I'd like for you to just lower your shoulder and get a few yards. I just don't love it when they finish and run out of bounds.
You know, though, we've both been around so long that we've seen a lot of guys try to make a play every single time, and it ends up making things worse.
No, I get it. You can fight for extra yards. Sometimes you go backwards or sometimes you lose the football. But, man, I want to put my offense in the best position. That means I need to go lower my shoulder, fall forward, get some extra yards.
LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
And it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
And the Tigers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. To the air. It's not. On target. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. The Tigers want to pick up the tempo.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
And he's brought down after a nice game. He is having a day, and there's still a ways to go, but pretty soon he might make a call on Kayshon Boutte's single-game receiving record.
And if I'm him, I'm going to my QB and be like, listen, dog, I'm close. Feed me that rock. I want to go get the record. Nobody's guarding me. Nobody can stop me. Just get it to me, and I'll make the plays for you. And right now, listen, if I'm the LSU quarterback, I'm like, yeah, you keep doing that, I'll keep feeding you the rock.
Wants to throw it. Unloads it left. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal. So close to cashing it in for this offense. He wants to throw it. Scrambling away. Nobody open. He just throws it away, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Gets it out quickly. They'll mark him down at the 2. The excellent execution on that throwing catch.
Nice job on the defense, forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
The line of scrimmage, the 2, and these final 2 yards might be the toughest here on 3rd down. Might be changing the route. On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it. And give him another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent today.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.
Gives it on the option. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. He gets it away from his own end zone. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes. If you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring, I'm here for it, Jesse. Your job.
Throws toward the end zone. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Back to throw. It's not. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And he's got it inside the 25. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep. And they don't have to go for a touchdown here with this little time left and with the lead, but they might anyway. Takes a snap, wants to throw. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
And the extra point is good. Now they'll try to get another possession with an onside kick. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. One more play to pad the stats. Looking downfield on first down. He lobs one high down the left side. The pass is incomplete, and 1 second is left. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Timeout is called with just a single second left.
Timeout, LSU.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And the pass is dropped and incomplete, and that's going to do it. Clock has struck 0, and the ball game is over. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it. Don't fool around with them. Go out and play to a standard of excellence.
Just dominate. You know you're going to take care of business. You know you're going to win. It's like how many? How many can I win by? And I like that you keep your foot on the gas and just continue to pile it on. It's their job to stop you. Let them do their job. You just keep going on.
It's not about the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes. This is why recruiting is so important in college football. They just had better players, more physical, they were faster, and it showed today.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.